Good afternoon. This is Connor from 0DTE Traders here to present our market minute for October 30th, 2024. It is 12:30 and the SPX is trading higher, up 0.1% to 58.41. It is bullish to neutral out here this morning, but we continue to trade more so in a choppy fashion in, the range we've been in here for weeks now, essentially playing the same levels. On a positive note, we are above the flip. That's 58.20. Our transition above bullish, below approach with caution. Internals also tilted bullish. ADD plus 730. Volume difference, a positive 1.3 to 1 ratio. With growth technically underperforming here today, dragged lower by the technology sector, with Apple as well as Nvidia in the red. But on a net basis, mags are green, up 0.9%, led higher by Google, up nearly 6% after reporting earnings after market close yesterday, beating on the top and bottom line. Vol, a measure market volatility, is up 1% here, largely flat, trading around that 1920 handle, which has been the theme for weeks now. In terms of levels and setups, we had a dip buy here relatively early in the morning. This was a double cycle low, 5-minute, 15-minute oversold, testing this upsloping structure, which originates from 57.65. This was the back test of that previous breakout level from about a month ago. Now, obviously, if you missed that sharp squeeze on the upside, you can wait for a pullback, which is exactly what I did, entering on the back test of 58.35. This was yesterday's closing price. Also, where we opened here, a nearly 5-minute cycle low for a move back up into high of day, and then 58.50. We're seeing a bit of a pullback here, so this is most certainly a short setup off 58.50. I did not opt for the short. I'm sticking with the upside, although the upside magnitude is really in question. If bulls can put in another higher low here and we break 58.50, it does open the door to 58.65. 58.35 continues to be support. A break opens the door to 58.25, 58.20, which is our flip and transition. Just to break down my trade from this morning, as mentioned, I entered on the back test of 58.35, entering at 10.15, so essentially on that downtick into the level, which is generally the best approach, with a target of high of day, and that's exactly where I exited, 10.29. So picking the high and low here, well, maybe not the high because we did come up here to 58.50. Nonetheless, playing the levels effectively. Now, you can see the trade structure here is a long call, and I traded 58.60, in for 85, out for $2. So just in that move there in 15 minutes, up over 100% ROI with very little risk. Now, I say very little risk here is because I'm managing these quite tight, particularly in this environment. So if we would have broke 58.25, which was my anchor point, I would have cut the trade where I probably would have lost, $20. So I'm really risking 20 to make, in this case, I made 115. So I really like the risk reward of these single options, particularly in this environment where it is just chop, whipsaw. You could find yourself in trouble real quick if a credit spread goes wrong. So this has really been my preferred approach over the past 3 weeks or so. Now, I also hold 58.65, so that's pretty aggressive on the upside. Maybe that will happen. Maybe it won't happen. There's still 3 hours to go, but I'm probably going to put that into a spread, to reduce some of that directional exposure. I also implemented this approach yesterday once we reclaimed 58.25, 58.20, so essentially using that as my anchor point. So cut the trade if we break below. And I was playing, the move to the next gamma level, which was 58.50, and I took several trades here, all green, and then the trade here from today, not as green, but still a decent winner. And I've been trading these with about 2 to 4 contracts, so nothing big, but very good risk reward. Lastly, let's take a look at our gamma charts. The gamma index is technically positive, 165 million notional, but you can see over the past 6 trading sessions, we've been trading fairly neutral around that flip, which is simply an indication of neutral options positioning. That flip is 58.20 above all strikes positive. That is supportive for the market price. All strikes below negative. That is destabilizing for the market price. You can see standout strikes on the downside, 5800, 5750. On the upside, 5835, 5850, 5875, and then the call wall at 5900. If you'd like to learn 3 option strategies that our traders use to generate consistent profits with 0DTE options, along with a repeatable process on how to trade these strategies effectively, join the team at 0DTEtraders.com.